I thought with golf, the lowest score won. I guess with Top Golf, the rules are a little different. Hi, and welcome to Quilt Meets World, where we have adventures in piecing and joy. I'm Russ. Come on into my sewing room. This week has been yet another week. Work crazy, but the reason why it was crazy is because I have a couple days off coming up, and I had to, basically do 2 weeks worth of work in 1 week. Just because, yeah, that's how it always happens. The fur kids, they have had been their standard self this week. Just that lovey-dovey, kitty crazy, puppy whoopy stuff. So I don't know if I have anything exceptional to talk about with them, but the fact, they are doing awesome. On Thursday, we had a work event at Top Golf here in the Atlanta area. It was sponsored by one of the companies that we contract through. It was kind of funny because every time that they started saying, people that they placed, and they came along to one person, we're like, oh my gosh, she's so awesome. We love her to pieces. She has worked with us a couple years in the past, and now she's on a recent project with us. And she is one of the most incredible people that we get to work with. So we were glad that she got placed back with us and just, love her to pieces. The first game that we played with Top Golf, it was kind of miserable because it's like nobody's getting any points. We thought that you got points based on how far you hit things and stuff like that, but nothing was really registering, and we didn't understand why. And we're like, well, this is just a boring game. And uh, one of the folks is like, everybody over there is playing this game called Block Party. I think we should play that because they're having so much fun. I'm like, okay, sure, whatever. It can't be any worse than what we're playing now. And, you know, it got to be really, really fun. Uh, Basically, what Block Party is instead of rewarding you for distance and how far you get, it rewards you for accuracy. So the first three shots it said, okay, this is where you're hitting approximately, and it added bonus areas based on where you end up being consistent with your shots. So if you are a golfer who could hit 30, 40, 50 yards, then all of your bonus areas were in that 30, 40, 50 yards. If you were a golfer who you're consistently hitting 200 yards, your bonuses were all the way on the 200-yard area. So it was very much an equalizer, it seemed. So much so that the gal who was part of the hosting company, who basically never plays golf, she won. But the important thing is, I beat my coworker that I work with, and I beat him at a sports ball game. I was very horrible at the game. I'm barely hitting 60 yards at a time because I have no idea what I'm doing with golf. But I got working. I was very inconsistent with my consistencies, so it was you know got it done. Uh, like I said, thrilled that I beat him, and I'm just gonna hold that over him for a while. That I beat you at sports ball. Me, the person who can't hit the ball, beat you. No. The best part though is throughout everybody, different of the representatives from that company were networking with us and getting to know what we do in the office. And when I was finished telling about the boring stuff about me making Excel cry, I said I do get to be a little creative at time on the sides, and I was showing them quilts. They were in a little bit of shock. They were like, "You can quilt?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's fun. I've been doing it about as long as I've been with the company, and I enjoy doing it. I enjoy like the joy of how what it brings to people when they get a quilt. I love the joy in the process of making quilts. It is great. At the end of the event, on our way out, I ran into the person who basically stayed in our pod the entire time, and I was like, "Hey, Mel, do you want to see one of my quilts in person? Because I have one in my trunk because I still haven't taken it out of my trunk from when I picked it up from the porch party." And she's like, "Yes." So I brought her up to my car and I opened the trunk and I pulled out the Socialites 2 quilt. And I couldn't unfold it because it's freaking huge and we were in the middle of the parking lot. I didn't want to get it dirty, but she saw, bits and pieces of it in quadrants and she was just amazed at the detail of it. So that was a lot of fun. In the sewing room here, it's been bits and pieces because I had a lot of stuff going on, but didn't have a lot of time to sew. On Wednesday, we had our social review on my friend Steven, the Idiot Quilters channel. It was me, Steven, Walter, Stephanie, and Shannon, the five of us, and we talked about our favorite and most disliked sewing notions. There was a lot of insight on what everybody loves and why they love them and what people dislike and why they dislike them. There was, some interesting things. I still think, there are a lot of notions that are misunderstood and everything. But there was a lot of the things with the notions that we said, like, yeah, I don't know why those even exist. On Friday, I had my very late 1,000 subscriber celebration. I had a few friends on my channel, and there were some stories from my younger days told by my sister. There was a lot of fun times had by all, and there were a couple giveaways, which was pretty awesome for the winners. I do want to thank everybody who showed up for the celebration, and especially I want to thank everybody who has been subscribed to my channel. Without you, the channel doesn't necessarily exist. On Saturday, on my 11Zs, I uh, sewed up the final block of the Fort Worth Fabric Studio Sunshine on My Mind mystery project. I got the row put together, which I will show you here. It's pretty big. So this is the row, and was intending to get the top and bottom inner border on and then the outer border, but I ended up having a lazy afternoon on Saturday. It was it was a well-deserved lazy afternoon because, as you heard, I've done a lot this week. And then this morning, I was on Donnell Stitchery's channel for her live. We had a fun chit chat and we worked on projects. I started a kit that I purchased from the Villa Rosa booth. I would love to tell you what the pattern is, but the front of the card doesn't particularly tell us anything. I was like, what is this? How am I going to share this and everything? But I can show you what the end product is going to be by covering all of the instructions and everything. So I think this is going to be pretty fun. Like I said, it was a kit that I purchased from Villa Rosa, and I got the first half of the sets of blocks done, and she had to cut it short. And I guess one of her kids has shown up that she wasn't expecting to see. She was expecting to go out to where he works to see, but he surprised her and said, "Hi, I'm here." So she cut her live a little short, and I'm sure we'll probably reschedule soon. I did get the blocks fully sewn up, so here is a sampling of the blocks. The first block is this. It's a lot of fun fabrics from Villa Rosa. And then here, just to give you a sampling of the colors, And finally, this one, I think is going to be gorgeous when it gets put together. I'm going to end up pressing the last seam open, or to one side technically, and lay them out on my little bit of a design wall bed to figure out how I'm going to put these pieces together. I also want to wish a happy Mother's Day to all the awesome moms out there, whether you're a mom to a human child, a fur baby, whether you're pregnant, an adopted mom, fake adopted mom, or any other reason. I lost my mom a few years back and my dad even more, so I guess that technically makes me an orphan now. But I do get to play both mom and dad to the fur kids, so that makes up for it a little bit. So my goals this week are going to be a little interesting, I guess. I have this week off, and will I be able to spend every minute of it in my sewing room? Probably not. But I will try to get a few things done. First things first is I need some long arm time. Saturday sampler is coming up this Saturday, and I need to get something through the long arm so I can have some show and tell. I'm getting a little backed up with quilt tops that need to be quilted, and I would love to be able to just take one day and say that's nothing but stitching stuff on the long arm. So hopefully I will be able to get that early in the week. And I should hopefully get the table runner completed. There's not a lot left on it. I said that it's just, the top and bottom inner border and then the outside borders. I think it would be really awesome to put on my entertainment stand in the living room. I think it'll fit. Finally, I need to figure out what my next project that we'll be working on for my 11sies is going to be. If you have thoughts on what I should do, please let me know in the comments below. It's difficult at times to say, I should do this, I should do that, because, other things just end up throwing in. So I got to figure out what I want to work on. I think that is going to be about it for today. You guys are rock stars for listening to me ramble about my weekly shenanigans. If you wouldn't mind giving the YouTube algorithm some love, I would greatly appreciate it. It helps the channel grow. You can do that by commenting below, liking the video, or smashing that subscribe button. If you ring the little bell icon next to subscribe, you will get notified when I go live, which is Saturday mornings at 11 a.m. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and an awesome week. Until next time, stay happy and keep stitching.